we got a chance. I got a chance. Very fortunate to spend some time, a few days last week with him, and he and his wife, and it was. We had a good meeting. I think everybody's really excited about him coming to Theron Aych. I think he kind of stood out early in the process with some of the staff that were kind of helping me vet the candidates, and brought him in for an interview. And not only do I think he can help our wide receivers, but I think he can help us in recruiting, particularly in the Houston area, but also with some of the ideas that he can help bring to Coach McGee and the offensive staff scheme-wise.
Tell you what, I really enjoyed it. I've had about 3 days to get ready for practice, learning personnel, and obviously a new playbook. So it's been fun. It's exciting. Obviously, wouldn't have it any other way. The system here is it's been in place for a while. So the good news is I've got a lot of veteran players around me. So really kind of relying on them and the other coaches to get me coached up here through the weekend. So it's just a matter of me plugging in, just kind of getting familiar with terminology and that sort of thing. So we play fast, so it's my style of play. So it's been a lot of fun learning. I tell you what, when I was at University of Houston, I guess about 15 years ago, I wanted to learn the zone read, and Coach McGee was the first guy called. So had some familiarity with him and Coach Rodriguez and Coach Rod through the past couple of years. Just obviously a fan of what they do on offense. So when I had an opportunity to come out here and join the staff, I mean, I just couldn't pass up on it.
Coaches in the past here have done a really good job of bringing some Texas guys in here, and we kind of branched away from it because I thought Texas kids were more interested in Big 12, Pac-12, or SEC than us. But I do think there are so many good players in the state of Texas, and so many good programs, and so many great high school coaches that we have to get into that state a little bit. I've recruited some before, but we're going to get into, particularly in the Houston area, a lot more. And not just with Coach H, but some of the other guys on my staff as well.
Obviously, with me, I mean, I've got 15 plus years of Texas ties. I think that's an area that Coach Rod felt that he wanted to try to get back into. I think in the past, there's been some really great players from Texas. Nick Foles, example, that have come out here to the University of Arizona and been spectacular. So I think that's something we really want to try to focus back on again. I'll tell you what. Now that I've been here and got a chance to see the campus and see the town, I think just the facilities are going to sell itself, and obviously the culture here that's already in place. I think a lot of kids actually in Texas from me being around the state for so long, they want to go play. And so when you've got a place that's already established, I mean, it's just a matter of getting those guys out here, getting them familiar with it, bringing families out. Now, once they see it, they're going to be excited about it. I think probably just the biggest thing is just there's so many athletes in the state of Texas. Obviously, compared to other states, the population is huge, and I'll probably base out of Houston, which is the third largest city in the country. So, there's just so many players, so many schools. So I think, again, that's something that's going to help me too.
They speak volumes, and pretty much I can't let him down. If he bragging about me and all that kind of stuff, I just got to elevate my practice and game even more.
I tell you what, Shun really is a guy that I'm kind of relying on right now from not only just a physical standpoint on the field. He's a leader, and obviously he's a guy, too, that has a good grasp of the offense. So he's been a guy really I've spent time with just helping me familiarize myself with the terminology. So he's been really my bell cow.
I'm excited, and the thing he preached to us today is getting in and out of cuts, finishing after the catch. If we drop the ball, he said we're going back to the old school where we're doing push-ups, so they really told us don't drop the ball. At the end of practice, he had all the receivers come to the end zone, and it's like, why we come to the end zone, right? It's like, no, first down turns into touchdown, so this is what we're going to meet every day. So that really stuck out to me today.
I tell you what, this brand is easy to sell. I mean, we've got obviously media coverage. We've got our own network. So, I think kids now are more familiar. When they see something on TV, they're all visual. So I think that's a brand, and again, I can go into SEC country, Big 12 country, and be able to talk about, and it has some strength.
It's a couple of them. You got Coop. You have Derek Holmes. Those two guys I like a lot. And then, well, he's not a young guy, but I like Zach on the outside. We got a lot of weapons, and we have a lot of proofs this year.
I think it was pretty big for me because last year I didn't play. So coming back, getting back into things, especially at this speed, I think that year on the scout team really helped me kind of get back into things, get back into routes and mechanics, and it was a big year for me. I don't know what it was last year, especially just watching from the sideline, but I thought whatever's happening this spring, we're just seeing completing a lot more plays. Things are working and clicking. I think guys are starting to get in the right spots at the right times, and it just seems to be working well. I think the biggest thing is just taking those real reps with the team and not, being on scout team, being in the meetings, learning the playbook at the back of my hand, but just taking those real reps with the actual team and knowing, I'm going to contribute this year and I'm going to be part of that offense.
Well, more than anything, I just was telling there was a big collision between him and Nick today, Nick Wilson, and pretty good football play. And I told Sam, I think in his younger days, he would probably have been seeing the trainers right now, but now he's up to a whopping 178 pounds. In the year being injured, he did a good job of getting stronger and bigger in the weight room, and that's what he needed to do. And he'll play a big. If he can stay healthy, which I think he will, he'll play a big role for us.